So the results are in, guys. My belt of choice is not the OEM belt. And I did some testing with the redline Gates 4340 with, I'm using the rock clutch right now. And I do not recommend it. Although it changed gears clearly and easily and all that good stuff. Yeah, that's good. But the temperatures were bad and it was slipping. And I know the temperatures were bad because right there is a Razorback 3.1. And I'm monitoring the temperatures to make sure I'm not giving you guys misleading information. Second, the OEM belt worked really good. Temperatures were good. With the rock clutch, with the different weights, from using the 3 different types of weights that I used, it did good. But changing gears was a big issue. I couldn't hardly get it to change gears. Now that was even with my OEM stock clutch in here. I had issues with that. So for those of you who are having issues changing gears, don't blame the linkage. Don't play with your linkage. If you can manually, with the unit off, turn your key on and see your gears on your indicator, on your dash, and you can go forward and backward easily with your shifter. That tells you there's nothing wrong with your linkage, especially if your indicator on your dash is showing the gear you're in. What I ended up doing is changing it to the third belt. This third belt, not only did it change gears properly, because it is literally 1 millimeter thinner than the OEM. It's the same overall length. It worked so good that I could change gears. The temperatures were good. Now, don't get me wrong. The temperatures were just like the OEM. Don't get me wrong. It got hot a couple times. I up into the 230 range. But I was really hammering hard on it. I'm trying to get hard numbers on this. And it did the same as the OEM belt. No belts on my unit. None of them stayed under 150 degrees on running. Just running, regular running. Maybe 160 was about as low as it got. On just regular trail riding, just casually riding. And even when the unit would get up into the I got over 200 several times with no matter what belt I used. It's just the way it is. These belts, these units run hotter on belts. So I checked everything. Even yesterday when I took the clutch apart after riding and switched belts and the weights, everything seems to be fine inside. I didn't get no massive, I wasn't running in 270 or 280 range on the belt or nothing like that, which is what melted my clutch in the first place, the first time. So what I'm going to suggest is this alternate belt. It worked perfect with my machine. I'm not saying it works good with everybody's, but it worked really good with this. And it's $125 cheaper. It's not $125 for the belt, I wish. $125 cheaper than the OEM belt. It is the Gates 47R 4368. You get it for $225. I know that's still a high price to pay, but the belt's not going to break because it has Kevlar in it. Very, very unlikely to break. And it's working great. It's working so good that and the gears are changing because it's 1 millimeter thinner. It changes gears. I'm not having any issues with my changing of the gears while driving. If I come to a complete stop, just like any other thing else, you come to a stop, you change your gears, it works great. So I am not going to tell you that it's going to work perfect for you, but on this unit, it worked perfect. And I will not change back to OEM because I can't change gears. So, in closing, guys, this is your decision. You do what you want. I'm going to use the Gates redline 47R 4368 on my unit, and that's what I recommend with stock weights. Stock weights did the best. Now, don't get me wrong. If you put the heavier weights in, you will, like when I put my heaviest weights in, my top speed on low was like 19 to 20 miles an hour. And in high, my top speed was around just under 50. And a lot of you are not going to like that. If I were just strictly rock crawling continually, not going from trail to trail, that would be great. But with the stock weights, it's perfect with this rock clutch. Everything molded out perfect, man. So hats off to Billy from Vonteverico, and my recommendation, like I said, is the 47R 4368 redline Gates belt. All right, peace out, God bless, and I'll have some videos coming up soon. See ya.